Be it resolved. The root cause of all our problems is a reflection of the condition of the human heart. A paradigm shift about personal responsibility and personal leadership is urgently required. Leaders Are Not Chameleons is a national campaign designed to educate and liberate the human mind. This campaign is brought to you by the Voice of One Overcomers Club, the National Center for Learning and Psychosocial Support, every Friday at 10:45 a.m. Be inspired, be liberated. Contact us at 679-6747 or email von_oc@yahoo.com or write to us, P.O. Box number 2295, Chaguanas.
Good morning, listeners. The last time we spoke, we had the pleasure of hearing from one of the star performers of the 2017 Secondary Entrance Assessment. It was revealed that that child scored higher than 90% of all the children who wrote SCA this year. This means she scored higher than 16,416 students from a total of 18,240. Again, I say congratulations to all SCA students who would be transitioning into their respective colleges. I want to remind these students and their parents that as they enter into this new phase of continuous educational assessment, mixed with biological changes, that clear communication that is simple and truthful must be the key, focusing on the task at hand, which is acquiring a solid educational foundation. I believe that there are brilliant children out there. Brilliant children are born every day. However, from experience, I know that what makes the achiever exceptional is their strength of character and vision for their life. Their dreams become reality largely due to their own hard work and sacrificial dedication. These individuals are self-motivated, supported and guided by individuals and key tools like a schedule or timetable. Their eventual success is not driven by a frivolous desire to gain approval from their peers, teachers, or even their parents. They are motivated by an idea, a vision for their life. Listeners, I speak to you today with diversity, not so much as a national entity, but as that entity better known as the people of God. A moral entity which no national catastrophe can destroy and which exists today and will always exist despite all the unpleasantries and fiasco of our history. My sheep know my voice. How long will you continue to stray, rebellious daughters? We can position our children to the top. We can enable them to get the task done. We have to set different standards for ourselves. We are presently visible for all the wrong reasons. If our forefathers established such sciences as maths and civilization, why so many of us are so downtrodden and destitute? Why are we visible? We are visible, incredibly visible. And just as we have expectations for our children to fulfill, they also have expectations for us to fulfill. Parents, you are visible. And you better realize that you are constantly on trial. What do you see in the mirror when you look into it? Your child needs a leader regardless of the weather. They are looking for certain basic competencies in you. Remember, they do what you do. They learn what you teach. via your demonstrated values, attitudes in your interaction with them and others. If you function in a spirit of just to get by, they will strive most likely for the same. But if you strive for excellence, perfection, and you communicate clearly with your words and body language that makes clear your values and principles, and you work to understand as well as to be understood, demonstrating your willingness and ability to be self-disciplined to listen, and further demonstrate your understanding of how unimportant you are compared to the task of raising your child or children in the morally right way, guided, of course, by a vision. Then we would be on the road to taking our rightful place in this world. Now, do not misunderstand. You are to maintain your personality and individuality, even though you are totally dedicated to the task of raising them. We must reinstill high moral standards, because high moral standards create self-respect and the right kind of pride. We can do this only when we are performance-oriented and focused, guided by a vision. Never forget, the most profound way of teaching, transferring values and principles is by practical examples. We must walk the talk. So what are the key tasks in raising children who would make themselves proud and by extension us? Well, without any definition for success, but within a plethora of points to ensure success, we can all agree to at least one major point. There is a job to be done, and that is raising our children, the future leaders. And I truly believe that leaders are self-made. To assist in developing the competence of you and your child for the task of creating leaders, let's look at key points formulated from a key verse in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verses 2, and it reads, "Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it." Over the years, I have seen the temporary high or impact of this verse. I have witnessed the excitement, the enthusiasm. Unfortunately, most of these people have not taken the time to write down their personal vision. But these people expect their children to make a difference, to have a vision for their life. Perhaps now you will realize why the majority of our children in primary school, when asked what is their vision for their life, they cannot, with confidence and understanding, give a clear answer. Having seen the impact of these words coming out of the mouth of a charismatic speaker, for a moment, the hearer is inspired, even motivated. However, it is a completely different story when it comes to actually writing it out. It becomes even more challenging, perhaps even highly impossible to implement. This has brought the realization that success does not come from listening to a motivational speaker or even reading an inspirational book, but true success comes from concentrated effort, aimed at a goal, your vision for your life. You have to develop or acquire unwavering commitment, which is absolutely necessary to overcome the challenges. To implement the necessary steps for successful acquisition of your dream, your vision. From personal experience, had it not been for a vision from God for my life, I perhaps would have surely returned to my old ways. The key, I believe, to success is to embrace the vision that God has for your life. Most of us function grumpy, unhappy, having regrets with our places of work or profession, I am of the opinion it is so because we did not communicate with God to understand His purpose for our life. And we went ahead on our own, designing our own destiny, positioning ourselves in situations or jobs where we are not happy. We are just working to make ends meet, nurturing a spirit of discontent and regret. Had we given the time to listen to God, we would be happy and continually hopeful, knowing that we are functioning in our purpose. So, the first point for success is acquiring the vision for your life, which comes from communicating and listening to God. Point 2. Once you have communicated and you have heard, write it down. And write it down as if it has already happened. A written vision gives you correct directions, which helps you coordinate the steps you will need to follow to arrive at your desired destination. Moreover, it gives you the motivation and inspiration you will need to overcome the toughest challenges ahead on your journey. Point number 3. Your vision statement should be simple and clear, making it easy to understand, thereby avoiding any confusion which could hinder your progress. Moreover, it will energize and ignite excitement in everyone that is connected to it. Point number 4. Having written it, you now need to put it in an area where it is always visible to you and those connected with it. This way, it becomes a constant reminder to what is possible, encouraging and empowering you to overcome discouragement, distraction, and disappointment that will come against you. Point number 5. Know that God is your strength. Never believe that there will be no challenges because you have a God-given vision. You will encounter challenges, delays, detours, unforeseeable interruptions. In these times, you will need to know and understand that it's only God that can give you the strength and courage to pursue your dreams, your vision for your life. Point number 6. You must be patient, even when working with deadlines, like writing your secondary entrance assessment or your O's or A-level assessment. Your plans or timetable must be relevant to your vision and determined by God. Working without God, your directions can possibly be delayed or detoured, and your destiny, of course, will be detoured. Point number 7, and the final point. You must continuously focus your attention on your vision with the understanding that your vision is being lived by faith. This sort of consistency and focused work will foster the opportunities for you to be an achiever. From experience, I can tell you that once you have activated your faith, courage will be given to you to follow the path that leads to you successfully accomplishing your task. You can do it.
Be it resolved. The root cause of all our problems is a reflection of the condition of the human heart. A paradigm shift about personal responsibility and personal leadership is urgently required. Leaders Are Not Chameleons is a national campaign designed to educate and liberate the human mind. This campaign is brought to you by the Voice of One Overcomers Club, the National Center for Learning and Psychosocial Support, every Friday at 10:45 a.m. Be inspired, be liberated. Contact us at 679-6747 or email von_oc@yahoo.com or write to us, P.O. Box number 2295 Shogunas.